Explosive. What is in Bola Tinubu's FBI file by Rudolph O. Welcome to the news, and please subscribe to our channel to get notified when we post hot juicy news updates. Please click on the notification bell. For now, the typical people with FBI files are activists, troublemakers, and those involved in illegal activities. So people who deal in financial fraud, murder, drug trade, etc. are guaranteed a robust FBI file. Once the U.S. Justice Department had an adversary encounter with you, the FBI opens a file for you. That means Nigeria's President-elect Bola Tinubu has a rich FBI file. There is a joke in America that every citizen of the U.S. has an FBI file. That might have been the dream of the first FBI director, J. Edgar Hoover, but he could not accomplish it. For now, the typical people with FBI files are activists, troublemakers, and those involved in illegal activities. So people who deal in financial fraud, murder, drug trade, etc. are guaranteed a robust FBI file. Once the United States Justice Department has an adversary encounter with you, the FBI opens a file for you. That means Nigeria's President-elect Bola Tinubu has a rich FBI file. We know that everybody in America can file the Freedom of Information Act FOIA request with the FBI, and the Bureau will copy and send the person's files. It is the law. The FBI cannot redact some of the papers for security reasons, but the files will arrive in your mailbox in weeks. If you want to obtain the FBI file of someone else, all you need to do is to get the person to fill out the FOIA form authorizing the release of the FBI file to you. So, if Bola Tinubu signs this FOIA form, the FBI can release his file to any Nigerian in the United States. Why is this important? I will explain. In 2016, media across the globe obtained leaked documents from the United Kingdom's most secretive intelligence agency called the Government Communication Headquarters, GCHO. The information came from the National Security Agency whistleblower, Edward Snowden, via The Intercept. The document showed that the GCQH was spying on African leaders, top people in business, and other highly connected and influential people. The GCHQ was tapping their phones, reading their emails, and monitoring their activities to find their vulnerability. African leaders like Kenyan President Mwai Kibaki and his strategic advisors, Nigeria's President Umar Yar'Adua, and his private secretary, Ghana's President John Kufuor, Sierra Leone's leader Ernest Koroma, and the presidential palace in Luanda, Angola were all targeted. Also on the radar of GCHQ were Nigerian billionaire Tony Elumelu, Kenyan businessman Chris Kirubi, and many others. The intelligence agency collects the information used for what the NSA described as the necessary of targeting and exploitation. It means that if they do not discover wrongdoing by these African leaders or their associates, they will exploit it to achieve the country's goal. The history of the world is littered with cases of countries with incriminating information about the leaders of other countries, blackmailing them into doing their own bidding. People who have studied African post-colonial history say it is the primary reason for our undoing. The more damaging information they have about a leader, the easier it is for them to get what they want from that leader. When African leaders vote against their self-interest in the United Kingdom, check very well, someone has been twisted. When a trade deal detrimental to the well-being of Africans is signed and heralded, check very well, someone was scared of doing the right thing and have his or dirty linen let out for the world to see. Therefore, these intelligence agencies of the world love compromised African leaders at the helm of affairs. They make their jobs easier. The fear of the leak of the content of the radio's top pages of their files will make them sign away the destiny of their born generation. When David Hundenya revealed that Bola Tinubu has a Guinean passport, it surprised many Nigerians. Nigerians immediately started disputing whether it was against the law for a president of Nigeria to have dual citizenship. Some argued that Bola Tinubu committed perjury, and when he lied on the INEC form EC9, that he was not a citizen of another country, and yet others surrendered to faith, grumbling that there was no way to hold the president-elect to account for lying. The later group concluded that Bola Tinubu would not return to Nigeria to be questioned and tried before his swearing in on May 29th. At the moment he is sworn in, he would have increased an impenetrable immunity envelope. For the top world intelligence agencies with this information about Bola Tinubu's Guinean citizenship, it was a dark day to see one of their arsenals for possible targeting and exploiting Bola Tinubu exposed. But now they have more than one where that one came from, and we did not guess some of them. For example, the U.S. Department of State has a record for the day Bola Tinubu first applied for a visa at the U.S. Embassy in the 1970s. They have the exact name he's used and the date of birth in the forms of Bola Tinubu filled out at the United States Embassy that day. He would have listed school he claimed he attended and his certificates. On this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for turning to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.